Hi, how are you? You think of that Jerry Seinfeld thing, comics, cars getting coffee. It's like writers in cars reading their work. I'm going to read something to you. This is all experimental. I'm going to read something to you. This is from the book, The Fiction of Forgiveness, that came out over Amazon Kindle on September 30th, a couple days ago. My first effort in this particular genre, and I'm going to read something to you. As I like to try a couple of these things. This is chapter 55, and it's a tone poem. Tone poems are short, very short plays or very short expressions that don't really get into a whole lot of development. Anyway, I'm going to read it to you. I'll be all the characters, and the title of it is "What do you do to the Buddha upon meeting him on the road?" There's a brother, there's a sister, and Edward Albee are the three characters. Scene 1. Brother on the phone. So I sent you over drafts of the 2 one-acts I've been working on today. Did you get them? And the sister says, oh, yeah, offering nothing else. Brother, so you obviously hated them, right? Sister, silence on her end of the phone call. I'm laughing because, by the way, it's actually a conversation I had with my sister Ellen, my older sister. So this is actually from real life. Brother, okay, sister says that. Silence on her end of the phone call. Well, let's just say, I like stories with weird plot twists, complicated stories. And then brother says, oh, like the stories you listen to all the time, murders and all that. Sister says, yeah, I'm not big into chit chat. Wasn't that nice? Brother, somewhat offended. Yeah, I can see that, but I'm trying more for a slice of life. Sister, yeah, well, I'm more into complicated stuff. Brother, not to let his initiative get totally destroyed. Joni did a dramatic reading of the 2 plays. They were great, okay? Then remind me never to send you anything else I'm working on. Scene 2. Brother, I hadn't really written any plays in many years because my self-esteem in such areas was extremely weak. I couldn't take the criticism. Hey, don't think that my sister's comments totally derailed me. This play actually came out of it. So no waste, no muss, no fuss. I read all the Tennessee Williams plays in high school on my own. I had this dream of becoming a great writer, a great playwright with all the ensuing glamour and acclaim. Kind of makes me think about a friend of mine from college. Not going to mention his name because his daughter became kind of famous on TV. Well, this guy was an art student in college and never lost the ambition instilled in him by his mother when she called him her little artist when he was about 8 or 9. After college, he continued making his own version of art. I thought it was embarrassingly bad. He listened to his mother's voice in his head and wound up with dozens of paintings and drawings in the Museum of Modern Art and many other galleries and museums around the world. So any ambition I had to be the playwright was virtually doomed from the start because there would be no emotional support for anything quite so frivolous coming from my mother. She saw medical school in my future. And that was the end of it. I wanted to major in music in college. And she basically said, I'm not paying for any of that crap. Change it. So I did. And now, as I sit here in my basement, turning out this stuff, facing a worldwide pandemic of COVID-19, I see this as the last time this can ever happen. We may all be dead in a few weeks, and even my sister's emotional support backstab cannot stop me from writing this. Scene 3. Brother waits outside 1155 Park Avenue, where the playwright Edward Albee lives. Brother looks into his iPhone, which is in selfie mode, and projects to a big screen center stage. Brother, gotta get this just right. Can you believe that in a few short minutes, we are going to meet the acclaimed playwright Edward Albee, who lives just behind us, right here at this famed New York City address. Just to paraphrase the words of the immortal Holden Caulfield, what really knocks me out is a play that, when you're all done watching it, you wish the playwright that wrote it was a terrific friend of yours, and you could call him up on the phone whenever you felt like it. And here's Johnny. Mr. Albee, I'm a terrific fan of all your plays, and it should be said we are both alums of Trinity in Connecticut. Edward Albee, this is really not a good time. Brother, I am so sorry. Are you sure we can't take just one shot together? Edward Albee, oh, All right, let's get on with it. Brother, into his iPhone. Didn't I once say, the bigger they are, the nicer they are? I think I did. Brother and Albie stand together for the photo when all at once, Brother produces a small pistol and shoots Albie twice in the head. Brother drops his gun to the sidewalk and lies down with his hands behind his back. The end. I can't believe I wrote something like this about shooting that poor playwright. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but I wrote it, and, you know, the book's called The Fiction of Forgiveness. Let me just do a little bit of thumbnail sketch of analysis on that. And, you know, I'd love to hear your ideas as well. But, you know, this thing about forgiveness, you know, did I ever forgive my mother for the fact that she would not allow me to pursue, you know, my dream to be a musician, to be an artist at that time? Or is it really about forgiving myself? Did I not forgive myself? And was that the issue? Did I finally, you know, faced with certain death, you know, with COVID-19, did I finally forgive myself and give myself the opportunity to express myself as a writer right here, you know, right now? So, you know, the fiction of forgiveness. All right, let me just throw this one out there. This is interesting. You know, we always want someone else to apologize to us, but maybe the most important interaction that we can have on that subject is the apology that we grant ourselves. You know, forgiving ourselves for the time I didn't spend in my life, you know, being the writer, or the arrogance and the ego and the jealousies that I had for people who were, you know, really successful artists in the world, the ones I thought didn't deserve to be successful, and things like that. I mean, poor Edward Albee had to die in my little play because, you know, he had made it, he had succeeded. And by the way, a little anecdote about Edward Albee, great playwright, right? Fantastic playwright. He actually went to the college, Trinity, that I went to, and he had a radio station, and he was doing his show. And so he had a radio show. He was doing his show, and what he did in advance of the show he was going to broadcast on a Friday night or whatever, he hooked the antenna of the radio station up to the entire circuitry of the college so that he could broadcast his show around the world. And of course he was thrown out as a result. They threw him out of the college, and there was the big shot that you know, Trinity had at claiming, you know, this great, you know, greatest at that time, greatest living American playwright, and you know, get all petty about it for his wanting merely to communicate, you know, his little radio show around the world. I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. You know, I hope you get the book. You know, you can have it for, you can get it for free if you belong to Kindle Unlimited, or I just dropped the price now. It's $2.99. That's as low as they let me do it. So anyway, I hope you have a chance. And listen, thank you so much for the time we spent together. You know, it says I'm not teaching anywhere at this particular time. This really means a lot to me. All right, be well. Take care. Thank you.